Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the United States of a Movie Podcast. We're the movie podcast that makes every fun day a Monday. Yeah, every fun day feels like a Monday. As we get together and we talk movies, but we're trying to find, we've got a purpose here at the United States of a Movie.
What day of the week it is?
I'm trying to find one movie to define each state in these United States. We thought we'd completed a full trip around the states last season. We'll talk
we
more
did.
about that.
We totally did.
But we're currently on our second. And today we're stopping off in the state of Connecticut. It's going to be a silly one today for sure. Last time around, our champion was the Stepford Wives, the original one. It was weird. It was creepy. It was good. We dug it. And this time around, well, I know, like, the guys have got, I genuinely, you seem excited to destroy these movies in their entirety, which I'm okay with, though I might surprise you that there was one movie that I actually was okay with this week, and it wasn't the one I'm about to talk about. Before we get there, though, let's introduce, as always, my amazing co-host, currently sitting in Arizona, Ryan Sun, and welcome back to the show.
It's pleasant to be here on this week leading into the Christmas times. Two movies that arguably ruined Christmas and pizza for me.
We will get to that one. But as always, sitting in the middle of his very own video store in Los Angeles, California, Will Hirsch, welcome back to the show.
It's great to be here, ? I don't know. It should be noted how good we are at this podcast. So, like, we are the absolute best. I will say, this video store, as everyone knows, I rent movies physically every week for the podcast. They are not due till Sunday. Threw them through the window of this store and drove off as fast as I could. So.
Well, before we do get started talking about the movies that we're bringing up, I do want to spend a moment to send a special hello to all of our fans in Nebraska. Outside of that, it's a real estate, apparently. Okay, well, look, fine. One of the movies that we chose was basically made by the biggest, most powerful, highest paid star in Hollywood at the time, just a couple of years before he went on to make his incredible masterpiece, True Lies.
Hercules, New York. Oh.
Will, why don't you introduce the movie, that we brought to the table to try and compete this week?
We watched the movie Christmas in Connecticut, not that one that everybody would think of. It was the 1992 made-for-TV movie directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I had a story to tell about an elderly couple falling in love during Christmas.
I have more questions about the directing of this movie, like the behind-the-scenes directing of this movie, than the actual movie.
I would actually rather, I would watch a 6-hour behind-the-scenes, sort of like, Netflix series just talking about what happened when they were making this movie. The sheer amount of questions that I have about this movie is astounding.
I have two major questions, but I like to picture like Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis at craft services filming True Lies, and he's like, I made the movie with your father, the Christmas movie.
Number one favorite Christmas movie. It's very famous. Honestly, I was actually, Will, right before you logged on, I was telling Ryan that all of my notes from Christmas in Connecticut are typed phonetically as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say them.
Yeah.
So we're going to get there, I promise. But before we do that, we're going to talk about a movie, a very, very Connecticut movie, actually, a movie that was recommended by people. If you're going to be doing Connecticut, you've got to do this movie. We did this movie,
and we've blocked all those people.
Yeah. Ryan, why don't you introduce this other movie that we brought?
We picked the Sean Penn classic Mystic River. No, wait, I'm sorry. Julia Roberts classic Mr. Pizza. Mythic Pizza. No, wait. What the fuck was it?
Mystic Pizza
No, that
set
can't be it.
in Mystic, Connecticut, starring Annabeth Gish, who we have had
Enemy
on
of the podcast.
as on Shag, the Beth Troutman
Yeah.
episode. Julia Roberts, Lily Taylor, Vincent D'Onofrio. It was in many ways the movie that launched Julia Roberts into the actress that she is today. I watched it today and I liked it. Guys, I'm interested in what happened in your lives that you hate all and everything about this movie, because I did at one point, I think yesterday or the day before, have to move my phone into another room because it was going off so frequently that it was driving me crazy as I was attempting to concentrate on the conversation that I was having. And wow, did you guys have plenty to say about these movies?
I mean,
I will say one nice thing about this movie.
It ended.
I have seen this movie. No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't hate this movie. Actually, I watched it in two parts. I started was watching it with my mom, and she was actually all about it. She loved it. And I thought it was like a really fun, very almost Gilmore Girls-esque type of warm blanket of a movie. It's just not my kind of movie. I think, Will, you had said it best, like someone out there, like this is their favorite movie.
and I
And
hate them. Yes.
and that person, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know what? Fine.
It was the directorial debut of Donald Petrie. He went on to direct Grumpy Old Men,
Fantastic movie.
Miss Congeniality, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, as along with other movies. But this, like I said, this was a movie that I understand, like, why I bet a lot of girls, a lot of women love this movie. And I can understand why. I
No,
like I said,
definitely.
I was watching it. So basically, it tells the story of three waitresses who work at Mystic Pizza, which is a pizza place in Mystic, Connecticut, inspired by the writer Amy Holden Jones eating at a Mystic Pizza in Mystic, Connecticut. So she went on to write the story. And it really is just a little bit of a slice of life of three sort of
Nice.
younger, I know, a slice of life. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
It's a morsel that goes down. No, it's going to go. It's a stuffed crust pizza of information. But
Now
no,
you're
these
just being cheesy.
Hey, it's three young ladies. They're sort of like post school, pre-university, kind of like 18, 19, 20-year-olds that work in this Portuguese community, which is sort of like at the same time kind of like glossed over, but apparently Mystic, Connecticut is quite a Portuguese part of the town, and who are just going about dating in
Yeah.
a way. It's not dissimilar in a way to Shag.
It's very shag adjacent, yes.
Very Shag Jason. It's with a few less like Confederate flags and things like that. But honestly, as I was watching it, I was sort of seeing like, oh, I can get why a lot of girls like this movie, because the women are from different parts of the world. I mean, like they've got different approaches to the way they do things. I think the three lead actresses are doing a very good job in this movie. I can see
Yeah.
why like they're getting a lot of credit for what they did. And it also sort of like I like how the women are presented in a way that there's a smart one, there's one that is promiscuous and okay with it, there's another one that just wants to fuck and doesn't want to get married and isn't ready to commit. And I'm like, oh, instead of just cookie cutter women or some ridiculous rom-com, they do feel like real people.
Which is fine, and I can appreciate that, but the movie, it was just missing something. Like it was almost there, like the pieces were there, it just didn't hold together for me. Like even watching, like I was thinking about Shag a lot mostly because of Annabeth Gish, and also it was one of our funniest episodes.
Mhm.
But like it just that's I think I said on our text thread. I'm like, if this movie doesn't end with like some sort of bikini dance competition, like what are we doing here? Like what was the point of this? But
I
it is
think
very
that
much a slice of life story, sure.
Yeah, I think that's where I was really struggling with this movie because I back to back both these films, and I think by the time I was getting the
Ooh.
last 40 minutes of Mystic Pizza, I'm like, I need something to happen. I need actual stakes. I need something to happen, and this is a movie that just constantly threatens something's going to happen. Like,
Mhm.
oh, there's going to be a breakup, or oh, he's going to be cheating, and then the movie just takes it right back, you
Yeah,
know?
it's funny you say that. That one of my notes is, oh, finally something. It's about time something went wrong, and then it just, oh, it didn't.
That's my
Like
sister.
within 90 seconds, I was
Is that
like,
the part you're
oh,
talking about?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly the
Yeah,
part that I'm
I thought
talking
that
about.
too. I'm like, it definitely curbed my expectations, but not in a good way. Like it was one of those.
Well,
Right. Because
it
you go to a movie expecting a plot and expecting characters to do things,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
well, yes. I mean, but then you've got movies like Dazed and Confused. Some movies are
Right.
just about nothing.
I
It's
was
just
thinking that, like, but there's something to the. It's funny you bring that up because I was thinking about Dazed and Confused too. Yes, that's very much a slice of life movie, but all of those components still fit together. Whereas this still felt like very disparate, like vignettes that just going next to next. I
I
just
would
didn't
say the
care as
exact
much.
opposite. I'd say Dazed and Confused is a bunch of vignettes that just work because it's Dazed and Confused. And this one, they do. Each of the girls have their story, have their arc, have their men, and each one of them has a different experience. One's like dating a married 30-year-old, one's promiscuous but meets blonde Rob Lowe, and the other one is on again, off again with Vincent D'Onofrio, who is my like first note going, Vincent D'Onofrio in movies has played every type of person ever.
Yeah,
The guy
Yeah,
Vincent,
no
is
kidding.
a fucking chameleon.
Philip Seymour Dustin Hoffman
Yeah.
D'Onofrio, his full name.
Yeah. It's I think the difference though between a Dazed and Confused and this is there are consequences to people's actions in Dazed and Confused. When Ben Affleck is being like the bully, he gets a comeuppance due to directly because of who he is. There are no consequences for anything that happens in this movie. Like the one gal breaks off, like runs out of the wedding, and then they
She
just kind of keep
faints, right?
she faints, and then they kind of keep seeing each other, and he's like, "We should get married." She's like, "I don't know," and then they get married, and I'm just like, "Well, what have we been doing here for
Mm,
for like 90 minutes? Like,
yeah.
what is this?" You know, so that I think that's what was driving me crazy.
But that said, it's still a very like sweet and cute movie, right? Like it's not a bad movie. I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I don't want to I don't have no intention of shitting on this movie because I'm sure people do love it, but it's just not a movie for me.
Well, I think a big clue as for why Will was definitely in the sort of like the frustration level stage is that you watched it after watching
The
Christmas in
best Christmas movie
Connecticut,
ever made.
which
Yeah, the most memorable film ever.
which made me in many ways want to die,
Yep,
want to commit murder, and made me hate just like
the
ruined
world really.
movies for me. And the only way that I could deal with it after was going to bed early in the hopes that I would wake up in a new day
Hmm.
and pretend that it didn't happen. And the fact that
Yeah.
you had to go then into because I had myself a cleanse. I had a next day. I went to the gym. It was a nice afternoon. Things were just right. I sat down and I put on Mystic Pizza with just the lowest expectations possible.
Yeah.
And actually, very quickly was I going, oh, this is actually, it's powered along by the personality of like Julia Roberts and just her
Right.
natural star power, and Vincent D'Onofrio just being Vincent D'Onofrio. Lily Taylor, every time she's doing something, she's cracking me up. And then Annabeth Gish, just shagging all over the place in all senses of the word. But like,
Yeah.
no, like I said, I quite enjoyed this. I can see why the people do, and I think like Will, like it's a little bit like I don't know, you had to eat like an all you can eat buffet of quite literal shit, and
Yeah.
then you were sort of like given a nice meal, and you're like, no, seriously, I'm full of shit. I couldn't possibly.
No, this
Um,
one's on the house. There you
Yeah, right.
go.
I
Yeah.
think also for me, out because I do sometimes watch movies outside of the podcast, and
what?
What?
yeah, I know it's so Children of the Corn apparently. Um, that's a whole conversation that we had. That's been driving me crazy for the past couple hours. But I watched a movie called a Japanese film called The Island Closest to Heaven, and because I've been watching this whole director's filmography, I'm fascinated by it. It's a conversation for another podcast, but that movie's about a 16-year-old girl from Japan who goes in search of an island that her late father told her about. And it's just a coming of age story about a teenage girl, and she is literally like the embodiment of a marshmallow peep. Like that is her character.
Hmm.
And it's just her on all these like island locales. It is as low stakes as it gets. It is just a cute, charming adventure through like these islands. It's very romantic. And I watched that whole movie. I was captivated the entire time. I was like,
Hmm.
I can't believe how gorgeous this movie looks. These characters are thin, but I'm enjoying the whole like ride. I was like, wow. And then watching Mystic Pizza, I'm like, other than our three lead actresses, nobody is trying in this goddamn movie, and it's driving me insane. And so I think there's also that of I watched two very similar movies
Mm.
back to back, and I'm like, why can one knock it out of the park, and Mystic Pizza I want to throw into whatever lake or river is in Mystic, Connecticut,
Lake
whatever.
Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka. I'm just so I think there was that element too. Is I'm also bringing an outside like I just watched an excellent version of this.
Did
How
Godzilla
dare
come
this?
out of the water at the end of the Japanese one though? It's like, it's a
That's
small
racist, dog.
character study. And then you're like, but yes.
But also that would have helped that movie too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, every movie should end with that.
And how many tentacle monsters are in that?
Only three. It's a like
Oh, yeah. Budgetary constraints. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like, well,
But,
you're talking location work. That's one thing that Mystic Pizza is doing extremely strong. Is it's pretty much all by the looks
Yeah.
of it location work. It's all
For
being shot
Yeah.
sure.
in
For sure.
Connecticut. It's being shot on streets. It's being shot on docks. It's being shot through windows in buildings. Everything like on high streets and stuff. And like,
Yeah.
it really did like feel very, very real. Like in such a jarring way after watching Christmas in Connecticut, which at times felt like it was shot in a cupboard.
God, no
By
kidding.
It's a
by
sound
cupboard.
studio. It's a sound studio movie that takes place like on a sound studio, basically.
It was
But even I was thinking too, because the older lady who's working at the pizza place also plays a lady who works at a
secretary.
pizza. No, she
Oh.
works at a pizza place in Mr. Deeds. So I was like, wait,
Oh,
is
that's
she
right.
supposed to be the same character? Like,
well, she also plays the secretary in Erin Brockovich with Julie Roberts
right,
again.
right.
I
And she's
knew
in
I-
2.5 Men, but we don't need to talk about that ever.
No.
No one ever has to talk about that. But like, no, this one is that I just kind of like I was saying, the three lead actors who did get credit, like Roger Ebert gave this one 2 thumbs up. And it was very much on the I can see the future movie stars.
100%.
movie.
Yeah. No, that's true. Like as little material as is in this movie,
Mhm.
they are doing so much with it. Like they are all three of them are you could see why, especially Julia Roberts went on to be a megastar. Like
And
it's
like,
so clear.
for that time period too, there really weren't a lot of movies like this, this
Mhm.
type of movie. So it's a pretty unique film in that regard. It just didn't, this was, I'm going to try and guess the year. Is it 88?
Yes.
Shit.
Wow. We are off our game tonight.
1788? Because I was 5 years old, so I'm like definitely not seeing this, and like fucking Batman comes out next year.
Right.
Why would I go see this? But like even still, like growing up and getting into movies, this was just never really on my radar of a type of movie I would see.
It was
compared
this
to like
and
a Dazed
fried
and
green tomatoes.
Yeah.
I was just conflate them both. Isn't Julia Roberts in both of those movies? I don't even
The toothy girl from Mystic Pizza.
know.
Or like
But-
this movie
But I
just
kind of like what you're saying. As far as like an 80s movie goes, this actually doesn't feel like an 80s movie.
no.
It
There's no
feels-
RoboCops. There's
Right.
no
Yeah,
Terminators.
But there is, like I said, you're talking about an 80s
There is one Predator.
Right. True that. But like when you're saying 80s movie, you're talking about Shag, and you're saying, yeah, an 80s movie would end with some sort of like dance competition or victory or this, that, and the other. Whereas this feels more like an early 90s movie.
Did you guys think,
Yeah.
like going into this movie, like I had this thought that when like by the time the credits roll, they would do the thing where they show the character's picture and then say what they're up to now. This is that type of movie. You know what I'm talking about? Like it shows a
Animal
freeze
House.
frame of Annabeth Gish, and it's like she's an astronomer now, and then
And shagging
it
champion.
shows
of
it shows
Yale.
the
Yeah.
it shows the doctor, and he's like he's on a private plane going to
Epstein Island.
That's right.
Yeah. He's become
Julia
friends with a
Roberts.
financier. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I get what you mean. Kind of like that thing you do where
yeah,
you
exactly.
see,
Yes.
but except for
better
that
movie.
would imply that something happens in this universe. So that's why I was not expecting it.
Well, I like say for an 80s movie as well as what I had liked is that the
Doesn't
women...
feel like an 80s movie.
No, that's what we're saying. It feels like
No,
an
no,
early
yeah.
90s movie in
Yeah.
as much as like the women are put front and center. The women are
Mhm.
allowed to be drinking and swearing and promiscuous, and it's not played up for anything other than that's just how they grew up. You know, there's no like people really being judged for it. There's no consequences. You know, like think of a slasher
Yeah.
movie and everything else they do. That if a woman's promiscuous, you know,
Yeah.
she then has to have some sort of like moral punishment. You know, from the universe
Right.
inside the movie. Whereas in this case, again, not so much. Like even like the interesting twist that with Vincent D'Onofrio's character and Lily What's-Her-Face's character that like she just wants to bone. And you have this guy, this super masculine fisherman guy, have that scene on the boat where he's like, "Look, I'm done. You just want me for my dick." Literal quote from the movie. And he's like, I want to get married and I want to do this right. And I'm like, ooh, I kind of appreciate that
But
this is sort of flipped on its head.
but he's also got Nympho painted on the top of the boat, and what's her name?
Lily, I'll get it. It's
It doesn't matter. The girl
Lily
from
Taylor.
Lily Taylor. Like she's running across the drawbridge, which is honestly an incredible
That was
shot.
a good shot, good
But
scene.
she has the one line where she goes, "Come on, it's what do you expect? It's the '80s."
Dude, this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. Is that like not 20 minutes ahead or 15 minutes before that, when Julie Roberts, so she's sisters with Annabeth Gish. Annabeth Gish is the bit more goody two shoes. Julie Roberts is the bit more sort of wild and promiscuous one. And so when she finds out her younger, sort of like 18-year-old sister is probably going to bone the 30-year-old married guy who is
Yeah.
hiring her as a babysitter, she like throws condoms at her. And like it's funny because like she looks at them and doesn't really know what they are. And then like Julia Roberts has to go, yeah, the guy wears them. And
Yeah.
it's
That was
sort of
funny.
like,
Yeah.
right. But it's like to the point of like people don't really know what condoms are because it's the 80s. And I wrote, it's the 80s. And not like
Right.
10 minutes later, I go, wow, they literally said it's the 80s. Like Ryan's going to lose his
It's
shit.
but again, because I think I've seen so many like similar scenes or movies prior to seeing this, so that when she hands her the condoms, I was under the impression like, oh, maybe Julia Roberts' character is actually like a virgin and like
Right.
puts this kind of show on and hasn't really experienced that, and but is going to do it with this character. Again, it's very can't hardly wait. Strangely enough,
Sure.
you know,
A
but
more interesting movie.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I hate to keep harping on that because
Hop
like everything
away.
you're saying is right. There are a lot of things about this movie I do appreciate. Like, even though I'm sitting here being like, why can't there be consequences? I am glad that it's not like Julia Roberts is punished for being
right,
promiscuous. Like,
right.
same thing with Lily Taylor's character. So I'm glad about that. But at the same time, like, my problem is Vincent D'Onofrio of the three like male love interests is the most interesting, and he is barely a character. Like, and I don't know who that cardboard cutout guy is that Julia Roberts is it, but they have
Blonde Roblo.
blonde Rob Lowe. He has no chemistry with her at
The only
all.
other thing
My
that
vagina
actor,
dried up. Like, my God.
fuck, I can hear it.
What's with that creaking sound?
No, the only other thing I recognize that actor from is he plays Dakota in Death Becomes Her. When Madeline runs out in the rain, he's like, "Come on, what do you want?" She's like, "Think of a lie." He's like, "I'm trying." Like, it's the
Yeah.
only other thing I recognize him from.
Yeah. I think he was on some TV show or something, but I don't know.
It
But
was
yeah, but even like the introduction to his characters, they show up at the bar, they're all hanging out playing pool. He makes the bet to throw the darts. It's like three bullseyes. He's like, "Fine, but you got to take a shot at each one."
shot of tequila for $50.
And then like loses. And but I thought he was gonna maybe throw a fourth dart and nail it just to be like, "Fuck you," but like no barbecue sauce on that one.
Yeah, I know. That's
Right.
it, dude. I wrote Blonde Rob Lowe pulling a Ted Lasso.
Right?
Yeah.
And they play pool and you have like his girlfriend who's not Laura Dern get pissed off, and like it's just I for sure thought that was Laura Dern.
I was actually amazed that guy like that he like was betting against with darts. That guy looked like he stepped right out of 2025. Like I don't know
Yeah.
if anybody was paying attention to that dude, but he has like, a mullet that doesn't look like an 80s mullet. It looks
Mhm.
like a 2025 mullet.
The broccoli cut, yeah.
Yeah, but like everything about that dude's style, I'm like, is this a time traveler? Like that guy looks so modern. It
The
freaked me
80s are
out.
back, dude.
And like what was
Yeah.
his story was he was like kicked out of
Law
Yale?
school.
Was it, did they say Yale or
Not
no?
Yale,
She was
just
going
law school.
Just
law
law
school
school.
because he was cheating on an exam.
Because he was flunking a course and he doesn't fail, he gets societal pressure from his father, which doesn't really. I mean, we get that one scene where they
Yeah.
insult Portuguese people. Aren't they adorable? But like It's moving pretty quickly. I mean, yeah, I mean, like even that bar scene, like they turn up, play one quick game of darts, play one game of pool, barely finish one drink and leave. Like while everyone is looking at Julia Roberts' bum, throughout the movie, which is something
Yes.
we'll also be talking about in Christmas in Connecticut, like an aggressive
Julie
amount.
Roberts' butt? Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I would much rather talk about that than Christmas in Connecticut.
But I think the most unrealistic part of the movie is when no one is stopping for Julia Roberts while she's hitchhiking in that dress.
That
And
was
like,
funny, but until he
Yeah.
pulls his pants down, it's three girls in like a Volkswagen Cabriolet, like pull up, and like, and so how are you gonna fit five people in this tiny fucking car?
it cut before we had to figure out that part, though, didn't we? No, and again, so I'm like, I get, like, Will, you don't like have to like this movie. Like, I did. I think it's like, I don't know, like, maybe it's having an 18-year-old daughter, myself. Maybe it's being in touch with my feminine side, but also, like I said, like, just watching it and appreciating that, all right, this is actually ahead of its time for what a movie is.
I agree.
It's a movie that
Mm.
is like less conventional than you would expect from the time. Like I said, strong
True.
female characters, great location
Yeah.
work, funny little bits like like Lily Taylor's spiral after she gets dumped by Vincent D'Onofrio and she comes in and she's doing such great work. Like
Mhm.
one, just moving around the pizza place, two, setting it up as she's going, and three, going through like, I'm fine to denial to, like the other side of it. I thought was, like I said, it's doing great work. I was enjoying it. I was expecting to be just buried on my phone or just annoyed. And I was like, I'm finding this whole thing just quite refreshing. And it shot by. Like it wasn't dragging for me at all.
Yeah. And I appreciate too that it was set like when it came out instead of being like a movie that is, set in the 80s, like trying to crib on like another Fast Times at Ridgemont High type of thing.
Right.
Because that's
Mhm.
you could easily like skew into that and have it be a shitty version of that. But
Right.
having this movie set in the current time in this small town in Connecticut, revolving around the pizza place, there is some inherent charm to it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I would say, like kind of like you were saying, like we were saying, feels like an early 90s movie.
Really
It
does.
also, but in a way, you could have made this movie today. The only thing that is different is there's a couple of problems in this movie that would be solved by a cell phone. Just a couple of
Yeah.
times when people can't get a hold of people or the phone's taken off the hook or things like that. But
And
outside of that,
the pizza review guy would be Dave Portnoy from
yeah, and
fucking
it,
Oh, God.
it would be on YouTube as well. But like
Yeah, exactly.
in very, very much like I said, it didn't feel like an old movie. It in
Right.
so many
But
ways just felt like a small town movie.
why would anyone in a million years take like a classic movie and remake it though?
Yeah.
Or just like for
Why would you do
television.
that?
Anyway, look out for Mystic Pizza 2, directed by Sylvester Stallone. Actually, there's a movie called, I think it's just called Mystic Christmas, that stars the same guy that plays like the doctor that Annabeth Gish's character hooks up with. He's also in this movie, not playing the same character, but it takes place in the same town, but the movies aren't connected at all.
You mean Eric Stoltz's older brother? That's that guy that
That's
the
who I
entire-
thought that was.
the
Yeah,
entire
it was
time.
driving me crazy.
Yeah. This movie was filled with not that person, like people that
Mhm.
looked like that person that you're like, wait, what? But yeah, that guy had so much Eric Stoltz to him at times
Yeah.
that it was like, it's just cracking me up.
He might as well have been wearing the mask from Mask. Yeah.
William R. Moses is not Eric Stoltz.
And yeah, this movie Mystic Christmas came out 2 years ago.
What?
It like makes no sense. It stars Chandler Massey. No people I don't even fuck. This is such like a Hallmark movie. But like it's got the guy that's in Mystic Pizza. Well, yeah, William R. Moses playing Ken, but I don't know if it's the same character.
It could be. I mean, the character in Mystic Pizza is not a character, so
Yeah.
you could totally say it's the
He's
same.
barely a character. Wait,
Yeah.
Will, he does wear glasses.
Oh, never
Right.
mind. That's I forgot. That is character
He does
development.
wear glasses. He does have a 4-year-old. He does give wine. Well, I was looking up the ages as well because people are drinking or in bars and stuff, and I was like, okay, drinking age in
Yeah, it's
Connecticut
unclear how old
in
they're
the
supposed to
80s.
be.
So it used to be 18, crept up to 19, and to 21. So during the 80s,
Hmm.
earlier in the 80s, but you could be 18 and drinking in Connecticut back in the good old days.
And statutory rape, that was just
That was just
This is a joke, really. It was just
it wasn't sort of
I did
statutory.
I did
It's
have
just
an issue with that
permissible.
because it's unclear how old she is, so I did get a bit of an
Well,
ick.
she's going to Yale, but isn't in school, and is working multiple jobs to pay for Yale. So I'm going with she was at least 18.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Feels
it any better that he's 30, and then
Which
when
is
his
also
wife
a bit
turns up, she
unbelievable.
looks like 40 something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he
Right.
definitely looks older. Yeah. Still,
Well,
it's like one of those things
it
you
was
know
the
it's going to happen
80s.
to. It was the 80s.
But why did Annabelle Gish get like typecast as the young teenager who is linked up with the much older guy? Because I think aren't all three of our Gish movies like
You say
she is?
three, I think
Annabeth
four,
Gish.
because she's been in Shag, Hiding Out, Mystic Pizza, SLC Punk,
Oh,
all
Oh,
that's right.
right. Yeah, but
Yeah,
from us.
I forgot she was in this. Wow. So we're the only
yeah,
podcast. We can go on the record saying we're the only podcast to cover all of Annabeth Gish's films.
that's right. We,
Gishcast. That's what we are.
hell yeah.
Um,
We've
Frothing
covered
at
we
the
covered
front.
Annabelle Gish more
Annabeth.
times than we've covered. I'm sorry. We've
It,
covered her more times than we've covered Nebraska.
from a mathematical standpoint, infinity% more times.
I'm sorry, Wilford Brimley's not from Nebraska, Will.
God.
So to
Oh,
bring
fuck, is
everyone
he?
else, if you haven't already figured it out, we only figured it out 3 hours ago. That when we finished our trip around the states last year, there's one state we didn't stop in on. The state of Nebraska, and Ryan, tell the very quick version of the story as to how
I
you
was
figured it out.
chatting with this gal, and she mentioned she's from Nebraska, and I was trying to like think of like, oh, what are some movies from Nebraska? So I pull up our Spotify because I can't remember 2 fucking weeks ago, and I'm like
Right.
looking through. I do a search for Nebraska, and nothing pops up, and I go to our Google Doc where we have all of our movies, and nothing pops up, and I was like, is Nebraska a state, or am I losing my fucking mind? Do you know what the capital of Nebraska is? Shin Lincoln. God damn,
So we will at some point be figuring out Nebraska on our particular list, though not this week because we didn't want to have to watch 3 movies. Because
I
yes,
never want to watch 3 movies.
sorry, Nebraska, we feel super bad about that one. We promise we'll make it up.
I know Bobby's sitting at home going, I fucking knew it.
I will say this though, that this movie as well, Mystic Pizza, is the very, very first time where we get a cameo from the king of cameos of Hollywood nowadays, because Matt Damon is in this movie for 3 minutes.
I almost spit my
Yeah.
fucking Mystic Pizza out.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he beat out Ben Affleck for this role because he was old enough and could work at night.
Yes, that's right. He
Oh,
was
wow.
17, Ben Affleck was 15, which means that he could do a night scene without his mum having to be on set.
Yeah.
But apparently they were the only two that auditioned for it. But yes, Matt Damon turned up, and I'm like, what?
It's a real how do you like them apples situation.
Yeah. I did not like those apples in that, because like that was a very frustrating scene of like, man, can you just hold it together for one dinner? And it's
what's
like you're
the-
there
oh
with
my
Julia
God.
Roberts, and you just caused so much fucking drama for this scene. It was driving me up the wall.
And what's
Yeah.
he's got the most insane character name too. It's like, God, it's gonna kill me. I gotta pull it up.
The
Sorry.
guy.
Yeah, Matt Damon's character. He plays.
Oh, Matt Damon's character. Yes, I forget.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
named in the
Steamer.
movie?
Yeah, Steamer. Yeah.
Steamer Windsor.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We're not
Arrest
even in
those parents.
Cleveland.
Perfectly normal name. Oh, that's funny. So, the guy's Tim Travers. He had this sister Phoebe. He's driving around in a Porsche, and Phoebe's actress name is Porsche. She did look like a Porsche, to be honest, though. She had that kind of vibe about her. So yeah, look. I would say, don't be dragged down by Will's, just basically, just hateful filled like viewing experience that he had this week.
Or
And, like,
get pulled down here with me, baby. Get
Because-
down in the muck with me.
because I will say that I
I picture
actually like
Annabeth Gish listening to this podcast, and she's like, "I'm gonna kill that motherfucker."
No, like I said, I think Annabeth Gish, Julia Roberts, Lee Taylor, everybody's doing a good job in this one. I liked it. I thought it was quaint. I thought it was cute. And I definitely felt like I knew what it felt like to be in Connecticut. I will tell you that much.
100%.
However, I've certainly got quite a bit in the tank to talk about the other movie, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Come on, let's do it. Come on, it's right
The
here.
4 sexiest words every woman wants to hear, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This movie was an absolute fucking shit show from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I
This was a
mean,
chore. Yeah.
I mean, like, I will say this. Like I said, as much of a chore as it was, there was a bit where I'm like, oh, fuck, I've got to pause it. Like, and I was waiting for it to be 15 minutes in. I was halfway
Oh,
through the
I
movie.
told you the last 30 minutes of this movie I watched at 1.5 speed and I thought I was having a fucking like an acid trip. It was because they're all talking so fast and
At
it's
the
just
same
I was
time.
just trying to get through this movie and Tony Curtis is zipping around. It
Oh my God.
was harrowing.
It was so like so the plot of like like it is no different in many ways than I think like you would say that like tis the season right now for the 60 new Hallmark movies that have been made this year, all with their same
Yeah.
plot, all their same this, that, and the other. That this is trying to be that, and this I would
Yeah.
rather
It's
watch
crazy Kirk
all
Cameron's not in this
60.
movie.
Right, I would try to watch all 60 Hallmark movies that have been made this year over
Yeah.
having to watch this movie again.
Yeah, this felt like a very much felt like a made-for-TV movie. I know that it was, but and shame on us for thinking like, oh my God, wouldn't it be funny if we picked this movie just because it's directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger and not do the original? Wow,
Yeah, we
we were
called that
right. All
Man,
because I'm just curious. Like, I need the behind. I want a documentary of the, like you said, a documentary of the making of this, much like the Coven movie we did, American
Coven.
movie,
Yeah.
American movie. Just to hear Arnold Schwarzenegger try and say Coven. Yeah.
I want to hear Arnold Schwarzenegger try to say Christopherson. No,
Ooh.
Christopherson. Chris
I said it's
Christopherson.
Chris, your foster parents are dead. Like, it just goes. It was funnier when I typed it, but just
Yeah,
saying it
but
out
the thing
loud.
is, you joke like that, but then this movie is filled with Arnold Schwarzenegger lines, movies, and a cameo, all by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. So the plot of the movie, I use the term plot very fucking loosely, but
Yeah.
it's basically that Diane Cannon, who I remember being the sexy older judge from Ally McBeal. That's
Mhm.
the only place I know her from.
I recognize her from Caddyshack 2 because
Okay.
of course I've
Because
you
never
only
watched
hadn't
the
seen
sequel.
Caddyshack 1.
Diane Cannon is basically a successful. She has a successful cooking show. Now they don't make clear until about 20 minutes into the movie that she actually is a fraud in every way and can't cook. And then there is Chris Christopherson, who is a forest ranger in Colorado. In fact, that's how the movie starts. And the very first comment I have is Connecticut mountainous?
I was very confused. I'm like, are we
Yeah.
in Alaska? Where?
It
What
was
is
the
happening?
opening of Cliffhanger.
It was the
basically.
opening of
Yeah.
Cleveland, but then you get this like bright red and green Christmas in Connecticut title card, and like cognitive dissonance gave me a fucking nosebleed.
And then it
Yeah.
goes even further to, yes, we have Diane Cannon and Chris Christopherson, Tony Curtis. I'm like, oh my God, Tony Curtis. And then it goes and featuring Richard Roundtree. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking Shaft is in this movie?
Yeah.
What is happening? What are we watching?
He's
And
in it like
honestly-
he's in 2 scenes, right?
Yeah, but
Right,
honestly,
yeah.
Maybe 3.
we at no point ever actually
And
really
the-
do understand
and-
what we're watching.
And the only other movie Pugsley Adams has ever been in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is correct as well.
And playing
Pugsy.
a real piece
Real
of
piece
shit.
of
too.
shit. But he
Yeah.
does it so well. So like, so like the movie starts with a very sweaty Chris Christopherson, working out, and I can
Oh,
just feel
he like rises out of frame.
Yeah.
And he's just doing like dips between 2 chairs.
2 chairs, and then he starts
He's-
doing chin ups, and it's like, and you can just see Schwarzenegger's like, no, it started the movie. We must have a
Yeah.
pump. We must do it. Get the going. You like get it, get jacked. Come on, we'll do it now. There's gonna be a lot of this in the episode, by the way. And then like the very first time we switch over to like the TV world where we get Tony Curtis screaming cut, but in a way that is like loud and aggressive. For the rest of the movie, that's all I was imagining at the end of a scene was Schwarzenegger. Cut! Cut! Do it
God.
again! Come on, cut!
Now-
Like, ugh.
Even before you get to that crazy like cooking scene, which is a cool like little behind the. I'm trying to pick any moments of joy out of this, but in Chris Christopherson, like his character introduction, he gets a phone call that's like, "Hey, we've got a missing boy,"
Yep.
and he's like, "All right, how long's he been missing for?" And they go, 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then when it cuts back to like the news footage of it, he's
Yep.
in like a fucking blizzard. I'm like, that kid would be dead, like
Right.
Yeah.
And
dead.
you know
And
why
then-
he would be dead? Yeah. Because we find out how long have they been out there?
Yeah, 6 hours. I don't know.
6 days.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
when we cut back. So he goes out to rescue the boy. We cut to a cooking show that goes on for 5 minutes.
That was 6 days
Cuts
later.
to them watching the news, covering
Wow.
the story about this guy who has spent 6 days in the wilderness with this child and no supplies, no tent, and like, and the bit like you honestly feel like they had just enough time
And
for
John
one take.
Lithgow looking for suitcases full of money.
Right.
Gabe, what's his face, was helping them
Oh,
out.
yeah. Oh, shit.
You know, Michael Rooker, all that sort of stuff was going on. But
I
like,
should
you
watch
know,
Cliffhanger. Fuck.
there's so much like where like, you know, Chris Christopherson keeps falling over, and like it's all sort of
Yeah.
just shot like good enough, come on, do it. Print,
It
move on.
reminded me of Hundreds of Beavers when the rabbits would run and they would just like fall and tumble. It was like
Yeah.
like holding a baby, and then his house burns down.
Yes, again, just
I
is
was losing
explained
track.
to us.
Yeah. Like
How?
like I thought I was missing scenes. Like when they were like, "Oh yeah, it's been
Totally.
6 days." I was like, "What?"
Really?
And then yeah, his house is burned down and I'm
I
like,
think if I remember,
"When did
'cause
that happen?"
I was trying to remember. I think when he like runs out to just run up the mountain to the rescue. I don't know, fucking know. Like he's
Right.
sitting by the fireplace, and I think he just left his fireplace on.
But it's a fireplace. That's where you're supposed to put a fucking fire, Ryan.
The
Oh,
one place
I'm
in a house
sorry.
where it's okay.
I didn't realize I was talking to actual director Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right?
But the thing is, you're so right about that, about the house, about the 6 days, and about the fact that she's like a fraud, and they're going to have like a fake family. Are all, oh, by the way.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
by the way, did I not mention?
And other things worth mentioning, she has an obsession with like very expensive like Hummel dolls,
Fucking
like sculptures,
right?
right?
Okay, in
So
the
that were my two
$2,400.
after this 95-hour movie. The only two questions I had were how did Chris Christopherson how did Chris foster parents her dad's how did his house burn down, and whose baby was that?
I lost
Right.
track of that too. Like
the baby was the couple. It was Tony Curtis's sister's kids were Pugsley and the baby.
Okay.
Now,
where was
I have
Okay.
another question which Will posed.
Oh,
Is Tony Curtis straight or gay in this movie?
I mean, come on.
that is the mystery. Listeners, write in with your answers. You're you know, because I have no clue. He's
It's
playing it like he's the gayest person in the
very
world.
camp. Yeah.
All the way up until he's trying to get her into bed as he's
Yeah.
walking around pantsless. But I'm like, is he trying to pray away
Is
the
he,
gay?
is he in character? Like,
It was
like-
mystifying to me.
Yeah, he spends the entire movie trying to sleep with Diane Cannon, very Rhinestone-esque, you know,
yeah.
where it's like he's trying to spend the whole movie getting with her, but like every line is that he delivers is an offensive gay stereotype,
yeah.
and it just throws you the entire time.
Like he's half a step away from the raspy voiced guy from Independence Day.
Harvey Firestein
That's
You
it.
know,
Oh, that's
he's
who
just
Ryan.
always like this. He's like just so like this all the time.
from Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah.
Right. Yes, but correct. But Tony Curtis is just a slightly smoother version of that.
It's played up, his mannerisms, the way he's moving
The
around,
fucking things he's
it's-
wearing around his neck.
the cravats.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
He's
yeah.
playing it like he's
all funny.
Who's that cartoon? Who's that cartoon cat? The Hanna-Barbera cartoon. The exit
Heathcliff.
stage left. Yeah, you know
Heathcliff.
he's playing it like that, and it's so off-putting.
You make a good point, because my immediate read on it was, oh, he's like a gay TV producer, but
Right.
is it that, or was it was the 80s?
Well, like, yeah. Well, this is the early 90s.
Oh, hang on.
But like it was like
This felt like the 80s.
the part that got
Yes.
like so. I mean, I say the part that got weird. The whole movie is weird, but with this particular sort of Tony Curtis thing. Now, I did admit that he is fun. The guy is dialed up
Yeah.
to 11 in this movie.
Sure.
He's like,
Mhm.
fuck it, I'm just going for it. He's at least like giving it 100% of Tony Curtis. But he gets to the house like, so guys, basically they decide that the house burns down, but the only thing that survived the fire was her cookbook. So then the network's like, let's get this guy. Everyone's talking about him. We're going to do a live Christmas special of her cooking show. We're going to fly him out to Connecticut. But then in her show, she's always talking about her husband and her kids and everything. And she doesn't have any of this. She doesn't cook. She lives in an apartment in New York. She's a fraud, essentially. So they get the producer, so the director pretends to be her husband. They get fake kids, they get fake children in a fake house, and they put this situation
Yeah.
They're like
You
all
get like
together.
that. You get the actual chef as her daughter with the her boyfriend who's an
Actor.
actor who's trying to portray a serial killer. So that's fun because
So he's doing it in character so he can
he's
prepare
like
for a casting.
he is literally playing as like Jason Patrick in the vampire movie.
In
Like
Lost
Yes,
Boys.
Lost,
Yeah.
it's
yes,
like it's exact. It's crazy.
he does have that vibe.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah.
Like when he's got the knife, it's just so fucking weird.
It's I can only imagine that Arnold's Arnold's version here's where I think his head was at is Chris Gustafson is the ultimate man. He's he's manly, he's working out, he's in the wilderness. And so Tony Curtis has to be the opposite of that. And Arnold's idea of the opposite of that is gay. And I think that was his direction. And because I'm trying to get into the mind of why was this decision made. And that's the only thing I could think of. I don't
Dude,
know.
you'd have to go to the novelization to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
It's-
written in Arnold's voice.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh, you
like one of his audio commentaries. And then in this part of the movie,
Written
Yes, his commentaries are
It's
so
written
funny.
direct. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't Arnold just star in this movie? Like, what? Why? I have so many questions
Yeah.
about it. Like, and
what
like,
spoke to him about
it's
this?
the only thing that kept me continuing to watch the movie was to be like, where does this train wreck?
Yeah, how
ultimately
much
end?
worse can it get? And it, honestly, it kept answering that question. I described that the actor son-in-law, pretend son-in-law, as White Prince. Because later in the movie,
I don't know if you're allowed to say White Prince.
it's it was like I said. So yeah, we get that. It gets to Connecticut. No, it doesn't. It gets to just a soundstage. But then, very jarringly, at 3 points, do we cut to an actual outdoor scene when they're hunting for the goose? But then cutting back inside. But the thing that really like confused me about the whole Tony Curtis turn, right? Definitely gay, definitely gay, definitely gay. I'll play your husband. Okay, he's your director. He's gay. This will be perfect. He gets
Right.
into the bedroom where he's going to be staying. The very first thing he pulls out of the bag is one of those really, really powerful Hitachi One vibrator things.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That could be for
what?
him.
But I was like, hang on a second. Like I
All right,
like,
so
it was a,
prostate
hang on a
stimulation
second.
is a
Right.
very different thing.
It
Here,
was
let me demonstrate.
but like it was that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened in this
He
movie.
brought that from home. Like,
And it's like this is a TNT TV movie, and he pulls
Yeah.
out like a 1.5 foot long, like monster, high powered 600cc vibrator, and I'm like, what?
it's
And
a
then
salad. It's a salad mixer.
it's a salad
Yeah.
tosser. And then like, what then sort of goes on is that, yeah, for the next sort of 15-20 minutes, there's this weird subplot of he's trying to bone Diane.
Thanks.
And then he's sort of like, and then Chris Christopherson is kind of like in the middle of this movie. There is, and when I say he's in the middle of this movie, yeah, I don't think he's in the same movie. At sometimes I'm not even sure he's in the
No.
same scenes.
I-
It's fucking
Yeah.
weird.
It's a really fascinating because you get that opening, like when he finally gets to the house, it's the weird like scramble to pretend that they're the family.
After he
And-
does what? After he spends 10 seconds staring aggressively at her ass, which
Yeah.
goes on throughout the movie. There's
Yeah.
another long
But-
playing joke. In
but
this
then
movie
you-
is whenever she's
yeah.
bending over or putting the things on a tree or whatever, we get a close up and then we get him going sort of like, nice. After,
Yeah.
by the way, spending 12 years alone in a cabin,
Right.
and
but-
then
but-
6
but-
days alone with a child.
Well, so anyway, prostate stimulation. No, but because he goes out and then he's like chopping wood, and she looks out the window and sees, and she's like, and then she goes out there and he's actually chopping this wood, which is really funny. But that's when she asks him, just like, no woman in your life, no kids, no pets, and it's just so fucking weird that he's like floating through this movie. But then you get like, I get that these two characters are supposed to have chemistry together.
None.
Like I know what's going to happen, but they have zero chemistry
Zero.
together.
They,
Yeah.
as actors, I think honestly, she is giving it all throughout this movie. Chris Christopherson, and I have seen him be in movies and be good in movies. In this one, like, he's just
Blade 2, Blade
yeah,
Trinity.
exactly, Blade. But like, you know, in this one, like, for example, I'm always saying like so many scenes felt in a way improvised by the actors. Like, you know, like, as someone that does improv, like, because there were people, they were talking over each other. I mean, the jarring scene of like what's going on, talking over each other, it's supposed to be played out
Yeah.
for being adorable, isn't? Is they're bathing the baby.
That was
So
I literally I
weird.
text you guys. I'm like, are they gonna drown this baby?
They certainly tried to.
Stop actually
Yeah.
rubbing my hands. Sorry. No, this in this context, watching that, I'm like, oh, and I feel because it's a real fucking baby that they're
Yeah,
doing.
right.
It's
Yeah, they
so
didn't-
weird.
They
It's
didn't
too
American
much.
Sniper it, you know. It's
No.
it is an actual baby on set.
That's too much shampoo. And she's like, oh no, I'm gonna do it.
That baby
don't
played
get
by
it in her eyes.
you know who played that baby? Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
I could see Arnold on set in the director's chair saying, "Christopher, let's do a fun one." like really whip that baby around. Like
Danny
what are you
DeVito, who
doing?
is in this movie, technically, if you look at the television, because Twins is
Oh,
on
right.
television at one point, and the son-in-law at one point puts on sunglasses, turns and says, "I'll be back," but it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. Arnold probably said it from behind the fucking camera. He's like, "Come on, you can do it. You put on the glasses, and I'm going to say the lie. You'll be amazing."
It'll be
didn't
so
like
funny.
this.
Remember that Much Better movie I did? Yeah, I'll remind everyone of that.
I didn't like this movie.
No.
I did not. I fucking hated this
Ugh.
movie with like a burning passion.
I said this is the first time I've ever watched a movie where I wish it had the commercial breaks in it. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
did he? When you press play, did it
Yep.
say this movie will come with
Yeah.
like commercial interruptions? And I was like, oh, thank fuck, you know. And it
For-
never
for-
came.
for our, I don't ever condone downloading anything illegally, but this is the
You
only way
cannot
we
find this movie.
Yeah, it was the only way we could find this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know who I can pay to make up for my sins. But
Yeah.
yeah,
However we found it, we need to make that method go
and
away.
I had to, and I could only download the 1080p version. But to whomever was like sharing this movie, what's
Fuck
wrong
you.
with
Was it a Schwarzenegger at L.A.
He's just at home.
California.net? This is
It's like,
California Steakhouse.
Patrick, I told you, someone downloaded my movie. I told you it would happen.
a movie that you would 100% think would be free on either YouTube or split into 6 parts on Dailymotion. Like,
If only.
inexplicably, like you can't rent this. Like it just doesn't exist.
I mean, as far as it's just things in this movie that made me uncomfortable. One of them was when they're sort of like trying to go to bed. You know, she's trying to not go to bed with Tony Curtis, so she's trying to find a reason to stay downstairs. She
Funny
screams. Chris Christopherson comes running downstairs with just an inappropriate amount of toothpaste on his fucking
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
On his face, and it continues like whatever he was doing with that toothbrush to get. Guys, how often do you end up
He
with
was using
toothpaste
he's
all around your mouth?
he's
Like,
using a toilet brush. Yeah.
right? And
It's like he has rabies. It's
exactly yes,
insane.
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't
Yeah,
rub
well,
it away. He has a
No.
whole conversation
because
standing
that's not funny.
kitchen. Oh my god! I was just going, please stop.
Like
please.
again, like going back to picturing like Arnold's thirst for making this Christmas movie based on like a 1945 classic. Why this movie? Like I just don't.
I couldn't figure it out. Like I can't. There was nothing in the material that made me be like, "Oh, this matches with his sensibilities," or I've seen him talk about this before. Nothing.
The thing is, you know, and we've talked about Schwarzenegger before, because the guy actually does have pretty good comedic timing.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's funny.
As an actor, yes.
And yes, and I feel like he came off doing Twins, and he's like, Ivan Reitman taught me everything I need to know about comedy. We got it. He says I can do it, and it's like you can't, Arnie. You can't. You can't do. I mean, I wrote my note is that I genuinely actually believe that Arnie can't speak English because he's like he's watching this one. Good, done it, move, perfect take. Like it's
It
not.
would have been better if it was filmed entirely in Austrian and then dubbed into English.
Fuck yeah. You know, YK Kim this shit in some way. Like
Yeah,
American
no.
Samurai, what is it? New York Ninja. That's what we need. And then
It's just a fascinating choice.
like I'll tell you another fascinating choice. Like right at the beginning of the movie, in between, names like Christopherson, Tony Curtis, Richard Roundtree, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, there is a very big part as well that says music by Charles Fox. Charles, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
The music is confounding. It at times jarring. Sometimes it just cuts off. And there were two really aggressive montages,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
tree montage and like a dancing montage of some kind, where the same music just came in, and it was definitely turned up like 3 levels too much. It didn't fit, and I'm like, it was just another part of the psychological torture that was this
Yeah.
movie. By the end of it, it's like, deport me.
And yet, best part of the movie. You say all that.
I mean, it's one of those, like, you guys were talking about everybody talking over each other. You got to keep in mind, again, this is early 90s TV. So
Yeah.
there's not surround sound on everybody's TV. So it's even more
Chaos.
insufferable that the music is too loud and everybody's talking over each other. Like, people complain about that these days, where, like, watching movies at home, they're not mixed correctly. That they knew exactly, like, what to mix it for, and they failed so goddamn hard. Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, there's a scene later in the movie where they keep cutting to the director of the live show, and he keeps just
Oh
going,
my
"What the
God.
fuck are they doing?" To the point that he finally picks up his chair and like tries to throw it at the screen. I go, "I know how you feel, bro."
Yeah.
Like that guy is all of us watching the movie,
The
going, "What?
classic, he's like,
What?"
you're fired. Well, get me a coffee. Then you're fired. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
Like
just
the it goes on that I've got like this movie is made by AI. This is if
mm,
you asked Chat GPT to use Gemini on Grok to write a screenplay
yeah.
for Arnold
Arnie
Schwarzenegger to
G
direct.
Arnie GPT. Yeah, like,
Oh,
just my
shit.
God. It's like, I was thinking about that television director, because something we didn't touch on is, by the way, it's a live broadcast, so
Yes.
they're gonna try to like fake all this with the family and
Mm.
the husband and all that live. That's the whole appeal. That's why they're doing it. And the
Prime
entire time I
time
was
live as well.
prime time live, and the whole time I was like, I can't. Why would you do that? Like, I don't know.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. It's just
They had no rehearsal, so they were just like
no.
no preparation whatsoever. Like
No condoms.
the
Oh,
man
well, because
was.
you're also like, because Diane Cannon, she goes out with Chris Christopherson. They hijack a sleigh, a
Yep.
horse and sleigh. They
They
get arrested.
steal a horse.
Then
Yeah.
her chef has to like prepare all this stuff because Diane Cannon can't do it. She gets into a wet hot American summer style car accident, which I thought was fucking hilarious. So she's off the chessboard. Now Diane Cannon has to cook all this shit, and
It's
I
the
have to
same
say, like,
fan as well, actually, as
yeah,
well.
she
Yeah.
did a good job, like trying, like covering. She's good at her job, I guess you could say. So she pivots to make Christmas pancakes, and she can't even do that right.
It's yeah, but that's where I mean
Fuck
I
this
say where the
movie.
movie lost me, but the movie had me lost the entire time. But in this particular case, is that yeah, like Tony Curtis is going out there and be the real one. So she does, but then Tony Curtis is like, "Why are you doing this? You're ruining your career." And I go, "Didn't you just tell her to do this?" And then, like I said, Diane Cannon is doing the Lord's work in this movie.
Mhm.
She's
Hmm.
She's
acting,
great.
she's playing the character. Her level of I don't care now, like as in the characters I don't care, of
Right.
just being open and
Mhm.
honest and just getting all out there. She's doing great work. The problem is the movie isn't. Like, Will's saying, there's just pure chaos. It's almost like it's the first night of a play where people haven't quite figured out their blocking, their timing, or
Yeah.
how the sort of the beats are going to land. So everyone's just kind of talking. Some of the side characters are talking. The camera's just sort of capturing a
It's
bit
a
of the
weird chaos, but it's
yeah.
not entertaining.
And it's kind of like what
Yeah.
Ryan is saying is like I wish I could have fast forwarded through it because the last 20 minutes that any filmmaker or any film editor or anyone would like it would be the hijinks. They would be comedy beat, comedy beat, comedy beat. And instead it's all just happening at the same time. Oh, that kid's throwing up. Oh, Tony Curtis is losing his mind. Oh, the turkey's not done. Oh, she's trying to make the pancakes. Oh, Chris Christopherson is finding out she's not really a chef. Oh, he's
Yeah.
finding out that she's not really, these aren't really her kids. Oh, she's not really married. Like, so it finally gets to the point of him going, please tell me you're not married, and kissing
Robin
her.
Williams was the maid the whole time. Like,
It
like
was
that.
so,
It
yes.
had that type of chaotic energy
There
to
you go. There you go. And that's a perfect example is the last sort of 20 minutes of Mrs. Doubtfire, where he's
it.
in a meeting over here and a birthday dinner over here, and he's drinking and he's going backwards and forwards, and then does the prank and the whole, it's perfectly done. Every moment has a beat, backwards, forwards, you see it, you're along for the ride. This one was everything happens at the same time. And it's just 20 beats all happening at the same time. So none of them land. You're just genuinely confused, and then after a while, you just want it all to end. And by end, I mean life on Earth. You just
Yeah.
really did like just end it all. Kill me now. This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I can't believe he hasn't directed a movie since this.
I genuinely can. Like
It's
I,
funny that
God.
both of these movies are a directorial debut.
It's for somebody who was so known throughout their career as pulling elaborate pranks, the ultimate prank that Arnold pulled is getting us to watch this movie. So
Yeah.
good on you, Arnold. Like, my
Do you
God.
he used this as leverage to get like Jesse Ventura to direct a fucking movie or something?
I was gonna say, is this how Stallone get him back somehow?
exactly for this
Right?
stop or my mom will shoot. This is
Yeah.
like this is it. This is the karmic payback for that particular moment. I mean, yeah, when we get to that bit, my next notes are Arnie cameo. Ugh, this movie is exhausting. And what the fuck is going on? And it's like, and then the movie ends, and like so the movie ends, and there was popcorn on the fire, and the popcorn pops just after Chris Christopherson is like kissing her, and I'm like, my note is, and then the popcorn pops, and it's like he's coming, and it's just like, what is that? What Arnie was going for? Arnie is
Suck it, Hitchcock. Yeah.
He's calming in the gym. He's calming on stage.
Exactly.
He's,
It's just exactly.
He's calming in
Thank
the
you.
fireplace.
You got the reference. And then the funniest thing is that if you try to get into the trivia on this movie on IMDb, it's actually
Arnold had it all scrubbed. It's just
Because-
it's all redacted.
Well, no, one of the cops that arrests, I think the cop that arrests her in
Yeah.
this movie is Peter Kent, who's the stunt double for Arnold Schwarzenegger. The reason I know this is because
no.
over 50% of the facts on IMDb for this movie are about Peter Kent. That Peter Kent is the stunt double for Arnold Schwarzenegger. He portrayed the T-800 infiltrator in Terminator 2, The Judgment Day, the arcade game. He also played a cyborg in 2 episodes of Thunder in Paradise. That's that boat thing with fucking Hulk
yes.
Hogan, right?
Yes.
Peter
Love
Kent
that
often
show.
worked in productions with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He also played a cyborg in Cyber Tracker 2. He also worked as a stuntman. No joke when I say this, that of the 10, 5 facts about this movie are actually about Peter Kent, the stuntman.
He wrote them all.
100%. It's just...
They're not
all-
going to my other pages. They're going to the Christmas in Connecticut IMDb page to look up facts about me.
Every fact is added by P. Kent. Huh. Weird.
at Schwarzenegger.com. This movie, as you can sort of figure out, didn't exactly land with too big a splash. Film Freak Central reviewed it in 2004. Talking about it, the remake as the sort of unqualified failure that finds something in like 30 dozen ways to redefine fatuous, which basically means silly, ridiculous, disposable. So it's just like, again, at all opportunities where it could have done something, it doesn't. And it does other things that don't make any sense. Like I said, outside of Tony Curtis, just Tony Curtising all over the place. Diane Cannon delivering. Chris Christopherson, just like I said, he's in a different movie throughout this entire thing. And then Richard Roundtree turning up as a favor. I mean, I don't know. Like, come on, why is he
Just don't understand the pitch. Like, how did he get attached to this? Did he bring it to a company and then they're like, I mean, because it's you, Arnold, sure, but we got to do it made for TV. Like, was he involved in the casting of this? It's it's mind-blowing. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm more concerned about the actual making of this movie than the fucking movie itself, because who cares? Just please go and watch the original, which is a markedly better film. I mean, I haven't even seen it, but I'm sure it is.
This
It has to be. It's
this very sort of like
Is there a
very
director's
there's
commentary?
very
Like
little to find
a
on
steelbook? I don't know.
this. It's like this is where he is basically like after Terminator 2, the most famous human being like
Right.
on Earth, and this is what he decides to do. I mean, I love this bit. It's generally considered inferior to the original. No fucking shit. But it's like there's not too much talking about it. I'd
I think
love
it's
to.
better, Tony Curtis.
I
I wasn't
was
trying to do a campy voice. I was just
was Tony Curtis in the original? Like I can't. Why is he in this? Like I don't understand.
Okay, I found
the original was like 1945, I think.
a Vulture article. More snow on the forehead is what it's called. The untold story of the chaotic made-for-TV Christmas movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger directed in the 90s. I may have to see what I can find.
I was gonna say, did we find out like 9 people died in the making of this movie?
Three people died in the watching of this movie.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so this is weird. In the early 1990s, TNT was producing original made-for-TV movies to build its audience. They'd had some success on the channel with a film about steroid abuse starring Josh Brolin and Mariska Hargitay. So his friend gave him the shot at making another, specifically a remake of Christmas in Connecticut. Secured Oscar nominee Diane Cannon, Cary Grant's former spouse. And then he got a phone call from Lou Pitt. And it's like, like, what do you have a director? No, I do. I don't know what
Have
to say
I
his
got the
name.
guy for you?
And he goes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I burst out laughing. And I'm like, no, seriously, seriously, Arnie wants to do this Christmas movie. And I'm like, why? He wants to direct. He had done an episode of Tales from the Crypt, apparently.
Oh, I did remember hearing about that. Yeah.
He directed one, yeah?
Yeah.
He was kind of tired after Terminator 2, and he thought, I want to direct a movie because that's a lot less work than starring in the movie. He just always loved Christmas, and he thought he would start with a Christmas movie. And he says, "Okay, I'll let everyone else. I'll let him jump the line." So Arnold Schwarzenegger,
And well, this is obviously before the Turbo Man one, right?
Turbo. Yes, it is.
Terrible man. Yes. Vastly superior.
Right.
Jingle all the way.
Also directed by Tony Curtis.
So yeah, this movie is oh my God, this article's huge. I'm gonna get into this. This is gonna be a great read later. Wait. We didn't make any real big Schwarzenegger, any big structural changes, but we did a dialogue pass to find more of Arnold's vision in terms of being a director. We were there to try to execute whatever he was doing. Now, you have to understand that on Commando, he would do this all the time. He would go, "I got a great idea. Listen, when the guy comes at me, I want to throw a buzzsaw at him and chop off his arm." So basically, this movie is exactly kind of like what we were thinking, is that Schwarzenegger goes,
Yeah.
"I got an idea right now.
Yeah.
Okay, chop it down the tree. It'll be hilarious. Come on, do it."
Pugsley, throw up on the tree. Yeah. My name's not Pugsley.
Budget was $3 million for this movie. Oh my God. Arnold's trailer was like a house on wheels. It's it's probably well.
I mean, this whole movie mostly feels like a shot on a set, like a soundstage.
Yeah.
I know there are some exterior shots, but even that, like when they're walking around the city in New York in the beginning, or when her and Chris Christopherson's character hijacked the fucking horse and buggy, did not feel like Connecticut at all.
No, it didn't. And
No.
it felt at times, like I said, like it was barely a film at times.
It
The
doesn't
fil-
even feel like Earth. Like,
the film
my
was
God.
the film was shot in roughly chronological order, making it easy to keep track of continuity. The finished film itself just ends up reflecting Arnold's real-time journey. And then he wasn't used to making 1,000 decisions a day. They'd be like, what outfit? What do you think? Which shirt do you think they should be wearing? And he's like, "I don't know. You do it. Make the decision. Come on."
Jim, it's me. How do you wash a baby?
Yeah.
That's what I I thought exactly.
That's where James Cameron got the idea for Avatar, fire and or water and
Oh.
whatever the second subtitle was. Don't remember.
Okay, so the sleigh
Avatar
ride scene,
waterboarding.
they decided to take over a hangar in Culver City and built this rollicking set of hills that had a track, put fake snow in. Um, oh my God. Yeah,
Could
this
you? I'm now my mind is spinning though, picturing Arnold remaking Christmas, like just that's all he does is direct
Oh
Christmas
my
movie
God.
remakes, and he's doing
Schwarzenegger's It's a Wonderful Life.
yes, him as the baby angel in the beginning. Like, guys, write this down.
He's Clarence.
Yeah.
No, you gotta trust me. Your wife is great. Stop trying to throw it away.
Oh my God. Okay, so the guy, the director, the frustrated live movie director, the live TV director, is David Arnott, who was the writer of Last Action Hero.
Oh
So
hell yeah!
like, so Schwarzenegger is
Oh,
like pulling in like all of his friends.
But that was
Here you go.
before.
Almost all of what Arnott is doing is improvised. So that's the reason that guy was good.
He moves to the beat of jazz.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this they even tried to get a movie, the Washington premiere. They screened it at the Directors Guild, which was decked out like a Christmas party. God, could you imagine anybody like
Snubbed at the Razzies.
dude, because there's Martin Landau, Edwin Moses, Carl Weathers, Lou Ferrigno, Ivan Reitman, James Cameron, John Milius were all there. Oh my God, I got paid to be in that room.
Oh my god!
if I made a movie like this and I knew James Cameron was gonna watch it, I would walk in front of a moving bus. You could not convince me to show this movie to James Cameron. Like,
Wow.
my God.
Yeah, but you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, so you just stop that bus with your dick. Like,
Just imagine him going up to Cameron and just being like, "Now you think you make movies?
what do you
Check
think
out
of the
this one
movie?
I
Yeah.
made."
My super fantastic Christmas movie. Yeah. And Jim is like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There's a sweatshirt that you can get with Arnie on the front, Terminator 2, but he's got like a Christmas hat on it says "More snow, you forehead," which apparently was something he said. It felt at the DGA in the big theater, like 1,000 people, massive screen, huge red carpet, press line for a television movie, and then the next guy goes, "Yeah, that's the screening where I ended up crying. We did it, and at the end, I was like, I just need to get out of here." Ah, man.
A
Oh,
movie that would like normally end anybody else's career, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
any director
crazy.
making this movie like doesn't make any sense for him. Again, like we need a box set of Arnold remaking all these Christmas movies now. Like,
But yeah, the film premiered to mixed reviews, but is beloved by some, namely Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm ecstatic. Happy is not the right word. I'm absolutely ecstatic about the performances.
I can hear Jay Sherman from The Critic saying, "And now it's Christmas in Connecticut, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger."
yeah.
So,
God.
so I will say this much that to the movie, people that just enjoy sort of torture porn, or people that just like in a way, if you want to hate yourself more, like give this movie a go. But I will say, as something that exists in the movie world, I'd almost say watch it, like just to understand something, to have it as a frame of reference for what a movie can or can't be. That Christmas in Connecticut, directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, is one of those movies that you can watch and you could go, you know what, maybe I could. Maybe I could direct a movie.
Maybe I should kill myself.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, what were you going to
That
say
might be
there?
the other side. Before you get there, maybe call one of those self-help lines. But seriously,
please.
this, if anything's going to
This
drive you to it,
podcast
this
brought to you by BetterHelp.
Oh,
So-
man.
So honestly, we did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really did. We set ourselves up for this sucker. And we, you know what? It's our own
Paying the
fault.
price.
Yeah. Well, that's what we get. We were
Consumed
clear-
by our own Christmas hubris.
Yeah, there we go. Hoisted by our
The
own
first mistake we
petard.
made on this podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nebraska. So, that being said, this movie has barely any connection to the planet Earth, let alone the state of Connecticut. But I will say that Mystic Pizza, especially when put next to the Stepford wives that we had from the 70s, I have to be honest that Mystic Pizza is an
Oh,
obvious
yeah.
from
Yeah,
3 points,
100%.
slam dunk,
Yeah.
touchdown, grand slam, whatever you want to call it. It won the World Cup of Connecticut. It's inspired by Connecticut. It's shot in Connecticut. It feels like Connecticut, and people from Connecticut
Definitely.
reference it.
I think it features the exterior of the actual Mystic Pizza, right?
It does, and to the
Yeah.
point that the actual Mystic Pizza then went through refurbishment to better
Make it look like, yeah.
like the one from the movie. It's probably still there.
Yeah.
But Mystic Pizza, for its flaws or its lack of flaws, depending on who you are or when you watch it, is a movie that very much does. Like, you know, I like it when we do get a movie that is just all in on a state. And
Mhm.
this one really was, which we often find tricky,
Yeah,
especially in
it
the
is
New
hard.
England area, because like, you know,
Yeah.
there's some sort of overlap with that sort of that whole area, and it's kind of a small part of the states. But this one did it. I think there's
This
no
felt
real
like
debate.
this felt like a character. This Connecticut felt like a character in
Big
this
time.
movie, whereas
Yeah.
Other
Christmas-
ones,
Not a-
can-
in
Yeah,
Connecticut is basically a hate crime.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
Christmas in
it-
Connecticut is a hate crime.
You might as
Yeah.
well call it Christmas in Nebraska. It just doesn't.
Right. I will say, I don't think Mystic Pizza is as aspirational as Stepford Wives, but I understand like why we're. Oh wait, are we still recording? Oh no. We'll cut
movie
that
was
out.
good though. So yeah, so the new champion here, at the United States of a movie for the movie to best represent Connecticut until we do try and come back around another time is Mystic Pizza from 1988, starring a whole lot of people that went on to a large future. Annabeth Gish, Julie Roberts, Lily Taylor, Vincent D'Onofrio, to name a few. Also, Matt Damon. So yeah, that's going to be our champion. Though, guys, while we were consumed over one, the existence of Nebraska, and two, the movies we were going to choose next week, we did also forget to go over what are some of the other Connecticut movies that we could have chosen, because we were quite surprised that like when it comes to states, for a quite small state, there's quite a lot of stories that come out of this.
I had one of my favorites, but I was going to save it in case we do like a college movie. I was going to pick PCU.
Yes.
A movie that was directed by Ellis, the guy that plays Ellis in Die Hard.
Is that true?
He directed
No.
PCU and the John Lovitz movie High School High.
Get
Really?
out of town.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta pull up his name. Hold on, because it's got Craig something. I don't fucking know.
There's
His name is Ellis. His name is Forever Ellis.
Yeah.
wasn't another one we almost went with is Revolutionary Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hart
Like-
Bachner directed that. Anyway,
I'm trying to look at some of these. The
Revolutionary
Ice Storm
Yeah.
we almost went with.
yeah, we
Annalise.
we almost picked the Ice Storm, but went with. I can't.
Christmas. in
What are we doing
Connecticut.
here? How are we so good at this? It's like we've been doing this podcast for 6 years. It
Man.
fucking feels like it.
Rachel Getting Married as well, which is another one that there's actually a shit ton of movies like Connecticut-based movies that like which like I said, considering when it comes to, you know, like New England, it can be sort of tricky, especially when it comes to the state we're going to next week. Boy, did we have some real trouble there. But yeah, I mean, Connecticut, you've got a pretty deep bench. Like, I think maybe we don't pick an Arnold Schwarzenegger directed TNT Christmas movie next time. Or maybe that's all we watch. Dude, we just
I
watch
was
every-
gonna say that's gonna be the premise of the podcast from now on. Is we're gonna cover the entire directorial career of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I will say though,
And
it
we're
did,
done.
it did almost ruin Christmas for me. It was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
it was
A movie
yeah.
that made me glad I'm Jewish.
So yeah, no, there's lots. There's a lot to come around. Some good movies, some interesting movies, some famous movies, some award-winning movies. In fact, all from Connecticut. So we'll
All
see. when we
PCU.
Mhm.
and that one as well. So we'll see where we end up there next time. That could be fun. But now, last year we had we stopped in at the state of Delaware, a state that has sort of very famously got almost no movies shot or set there. Fight Club got in as a technicality, which is great. Empire Records, one of my favorite movies of the 90s, was very famously shot there, set there. People from Delaware are like, nah, man, that's our movie. That's our movie. Of course, we didn't pick that one. we decided to pick the movie that has got no issues with it whatsoever. Hiding Out, starring help me out here. What's his name?
John Cryer.
John Cryer.
Cryer.
And
Yes, the
Annabeth Gish.
Annabeth Gish and a Dracula assassin.
the
Frothing at the Gish.
Yeah, the John Cryer mob hideout sort of undercover movie
Epic.
where he goes back to high school and seduces a high school girl.
Which just came out on 4K, and I have not purchased it because I'm positive if you purchase it, you will end up on a list.
Yeah,
So-
that's that Chris Harrison guy's going to turn up at your door the second you purchase it. It's definitely a trap.
And watch it with you because the movie rules.
Have a seat. What's this about a Dracula assassin?
But at the same time, there's not a lot of movies shot or set in Delaware, though we did manage to find one of which
The last two.
one of which we've never heard of.
We're getting dangerously close to.
Yeah, this might be our last time around with this particular state. Ryan, can you remember the one that we decided? One of the ones we decided to got Jack Black in it.
School of Rock? No.
No.
Biodome? No.
That's Pauly
Demolition
Shore.
Man? No.
I wish. No.
Oh,
Set
no.
Her Ass on Fire.
The new Anaconda movie? No.
It's called Turkey Flesh. It's the R.L. Stein Goosebumps.
Oh, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Oh, fuck.
So
Goosebumps, yes.
apparently Goosebumps is set in Delaware with Jack Black, so we're going to give that one a go. And then I don't even know, Will, if you even remember, but I did find one that stars Greta Gerwig,
Yeah.
shot in Delaware. Can you remember the name of it?
The Spoon Man.
The Dish and the Spoon?
The Dish and the Spoon. Yes,
All
a movie that everybody has heard of. Goosebumps from 2015. Looking on our Just sponsor, who will one day be our sponsor, is Just Watch. It's available for rent on Amazon and Apple TV. Whereas The Dish and the Spoon, I believe I found in its entirety for free on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is also available for free on Amazon Prime with commercials. A Greta Gerwig drama from 2000.
But why support Amazon when you can go onto YouTube and support a Czechoslovakian
Yes.
like immigrant?
Yes, it's uploaded clearly by some sort of Czech guy. It's got 100 followers. But yes, The Dish
That's
and
just
the
Greta
Spoon.
Gerwig's burner account.
Yeah.
It's actually Noah Baumbach uploaded it.
So yes. So next time around, we will be heading to the state of Delaware to see if we can take down. What was that movie called again?
Hiding Out.
Hiding Out.
Hiding.
When we put Goosebumps and The Dish and the Spoon up against it. That being said,
You could talk a lot of shit, but we had a really good time watching and talking about Hiding Out.
yes, no, we did, and it was fun watching.
I'm
it
putting
as
my
well.
foot down right now, saying it's going to win again.
it
So
was-
Oh yeah, it's going to win the whole goddamn thing.
It was
Yeah.
fun texting about it. It was yes. It's
Let's
a
actually
movie.
watch it again just to make sure it does.
I'm open to that. So yeah, guys, if you want to sort of watch along with us, you can do that. Also, if you want to come have some fun with us, you can find us on our Facebook page, the United States of a Movie. We also have an Instagram, which is going now. We're always just looking for recommendations and people to tell us that Nebraska actually exists. You can find Will as Entitled Millennial on Instagram and TikTok, where he's often talking not just about movies, about TV shows and all kinds of other stuff as well. You can find Ryan and his ridiculous designs as Rhino Digital, RYNO Digital. You can find links to that sometimes on our Facebook page. You can find me as Ollie Pettigrew on Facebook or as That Englishman in Texas everywhere else, where usually I'm talking about all things Texas. Sometimes I'm talking about movies. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't, do us a favor, hit subscribe, jump in the comments, have some fun with us. And if you're listening to us and you haven't rated us, do that. And also recommend us to the movie fan out there in your life. Thank you to all of our regular listeners, the people that reach out to us, the funny jokes, and the people that do laugh at the things that Ryan says that gives me great ideas to cut promos. We do appreciate you all. We apologize in advance if you do watch Christmas in Connecticut, and we will see you next time in the state of Delaware. We'll see you in Delaware.
Delaware.
From Ryan, from Will, and from me, thanks for joining us. We apologize again for this episode of the United States of a Movie podcast. Come on!
Watch my movie again.
No, don't do it!